Let me say something slightly controversial. Your dealership doesn't have a marketing problem, it has a camera problem. And no, I'm not saying that your iPhone is trash, but I am saying there is a reason pro camera photos just look better. They're cleaner, they're sharper, they're more premium, more expensive. And when you're selling $40,000 to $50,000 to $60,000 products, that does matter. And today we're gonna break down in plain English why pro cameras create more attractive images and how aperture and depth of field are going to be doing most of the heavy lifting. So let's get into it. Now look, I get it. Phone cameras are incredible. They're convenient, they're fast, and they're good enough. But here's an uncomfortable truth. Good enough photos produce good enough results, and good enough results produce average grosses. And if you want premium perception, you need premium visual output. And that starts with understanding one word: aperture. Let's simplify this. Inside your lens is a little hole, and that hole opens and closes, and that thing is called an aperture. And when the opening is wide open, more light comes in. But when it's more closed down, less light comes in. And here's what most people miss. The aperture doesn't control the light, it just controls the focus and depth of field. And depth of field is just a fancy way of saying how much of the photo is in focus front to back. Now, when your aperture is wide open, like at f2.8, something beautiful happens. The subject, the vehicle, stays sharp, but the background softly blurs. And that blur is called bokeh, and that blur is what makes your vehicle pop off the background. Your eye naturally goes to the sharp subject, the vehicle, and it feels intentional, it feels premium, it feels professional. Because isolation equals importance. Now here's where it gets real. Most phone cameras have tiny sensors, and tiny sensors mean tiny lenses, and tiny lenses means almost everything stays in focus. It's called infinite depth of field. So what happens? The car stays sharp, but the building behind it stays sharp, and the trash can stays sharp, and the service space stays sharp, and the dumpster 3 rows back, it stays sharp. There's no separation, there's no subject emphasis. It's just everything. And when everything is important, nothing is important. Yes, phones simulate blur with software. Sometimes it's called portrait work, and sometimes it works, but sometimes it looks like a 5th grader cut out the car with Microsoft Paint. Edges get weird, mirrors glitch, spokes blur, background lines blend in, and it's artificial. A real wide aperture lens creates natural optical blur, not an algorithm blur, and your eye can tell the difference. And even if you can't explain it, you can feel it. Picture this. Photo A, the car is sharp, the background melts softly. The vehicle feels elevated. Photo B, the car is sharp, the service lane is sharp, the parking stripes are sharp, the traffic behind the lot is sharp. Which one feels more premium? Exactly. Now let's be clear, you don't have to use a pro camera. You can technically list inventory with a phone, and dealers do it every day. But here's the question: are you building a listing? Are you building a performance marketing asset? Because there's a difference, and the tools impact the outcome. The outcome impacts perception, and perception impacts gross. So here's the takeaway. A pro camera with a wider aperture gives you natural depth of field, a cleaner subject separation, reduces background distraction, and it feels more premium. A stronger visual hierarchy, and all of that even before you talk about the dynamic range of color science. It simply looks better because it's better optically. If the status quo in your market is phone photos, then that's your opportunity. Because average dealerships produce average visuals, and average visuals create average performance, and when your inventory looks noticeably more premium than everyone else's in your market, well, that's when perception shifts. When that perception shifts, and the perception drives traffic, the traffic drives gross. Now, if you want to master every element of dealership photography, not just camera choice, but lighting, sequencing, workflow, efficiency, and consistency, then it's time to join us inside the DealerPix Academy. This is our complete module-based training system for dealership photo techs and managers who want pro-level results. And if you're ready to upgrade your gear the right way, the DealerPix Amazon store has it. The exact cameras we recommend, the exact wide aperture lenses we use, the support gear to make your process efficient, repeatable, and no guessing. No wasted money, just proven tools. The links are down below. Now, thanks for watching, and stop settling for average visuals. Go pro level, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.